This video chart presentation of OPK Health Inc. OPK is a New York Stock Exchange listed company trading our ticker OPK. This chart closed nicely up on Friday, up over 3%. Over the last couple months, got itself into a wedge pattern, and in the longer term, it also has a wedge going on as well. So I want to keep an eye on the OPK this week and see if it's going to make a stronger push, try and get back over top of this 200-day moving average, and possibly break out of these long-term and short-term wedges. Nice uptrend happening with the MACD, so always look for that break of zero. Although it is making some higher lows, I really want to see the 12 and 26 push their way through zero and hold on top of it to put together a stronger upward channel to show some good strength of trend. Similar position with the PPO. ADX is down kinda low, but that negative DI is up on top and the positive DI is on the bottom as through here. It's just a nice position for it to try and transition into a strong upward path. MFIs, longer terms, trying to hold over top of 50. Again, that's bullish. That's a nice look. Accumulation distribution, making some higher lows, showing that there is some accumulation of this stock. That's reiterated by the Chaikin money flow. It's holding well in the green. It says buying pressure is outweighing selling pressure. CCI just now breaking through 100. Per definition of that indicator, that's the buy point. Full stow trying to move to the upper half of the indicator, showing some momentum coming into the play. And much like the MACD, tricks trending back towards zero, but you really want to see it make that break to truly go into a bullish mode. RSIs also pushing upward, but over the last week the stock's made about a 10% climb, so it would be expected that the RSIs are sitting in a bullish position and showing some momentum coming into the play. I still always take a run through those indicators, make sure I'm not seeing some strong negative divergences, something that says the candles might be giving a little bit of a head fake. Right now everything's looking pretty strong. This is the wedge I was talking about, something along those lines. I could draw it through the 422, but I think that this is a little bit more of an accurate representation of the trend. And there's the downward trend, where the stock is continually making lower highs, and that's a pattern I'd want to see broken as well. It's interesting to note that it is pushing through a level of resistance right now. This 470 mark, going back into last year, was definitely resistance. Stock price came back down on it, held it as support again in February and March. Finally broke through it. Now it's having a tough time maintaining above that point. Friday's movement did push it through that level, and because the stock is gaining momentum and putting together a nice upward trend, I think it's worth keeping on radar to see if it's going to push some more. Now to the downside, there is that trend line that I'd want to see hold. At worst case, at least it's still making higher lows. But there's some static support right down around $4.38, $4.40 that I'd look into that area for it to definitely hold on any further pullbacks. Because if it can't hold that mark, the chances of it coming down here and trying to test around $4 is certainly increased in likelihood. To the upside, I don't see a lot of resistance until the stock starts pushing near $5, $5.10. That's a pretty nice climb from where it is, closing at 478 on Friday. And beyond that, I'd be looking up around the 550, 560, just to challenge these old levels. Of course, the old high at 585, but there's some pretty strong static resistance right around this 555 mark. A lot of lines on there, but the chart is looking pretty nice. Bollinger Band starting to put together a slight upward trend. Stock price pushed back over top of the 50-day moving average, now challenging the 200-day, which is tying with that trend line. A lot of good possibilities going on with this chart. Volume is pretty decent in this, 1.3 million shares traded. Right about average for it, perhaps slightly above. I'd like to see an increase in volume as it blows through some key resistance points. It always strengthens the idea of the upward trend continuing. But at this point, liquidity certainly doesn't appear to be an issue. A lot going on technically, but the chart is in a nice position and one worth keeping an eye on to see where it goes from here. As always, merely my interpretation of the OPK chart. Thank you for watching and trade smart.